This, we can welcome our international affairs editor, Philip Turle. Philip, always nice to see you. Here we've just heard the U.S. is sending its largest aircraft carrier to Latin America. Does it really need to do that to fight boats accused of drug smuggling?
It doesn't need a huge aircraft carrier to target small boats that are reportedly carrying drugs. And remember, many of those small boats don't have the capacity to sail all the way from Venezuela to the United States. Many are saying that this is a pretext, that drugs is an excuse by the US to station this ship in the region. There are already 6,000 US Marines and sailors on 8 warships already based in that area of the world. When this warship gets there, it's going to take quite a while for it to turn up in the region. It will bring an extra 4,500 sailors with it, which will severely increase the number of US Marines and sailors based in the region. Now, what some are saying is that this is a pretext for the US to increase the intimidation tactics against the Venezuelan leader, Nicolas Maduro, with the idea in the back of their minds that what the US really wants is regime change in Venezuela. This has been backed up by a report in the Washington Post newspaper that Marco Rubio, the U.S. Secretary of State, favors regime change, wants to get rid of Nicolas Maduro, who's always been fly in the ointment for the United States ever since Donald Trump first came to power in 2017. He favors regime change, but Donald Trump hasn't made a final decision on that just yet. The speculation now is how far is the Trump administration willing to go with this? Will they start launching attacks? Will they start launching attacks within Venezuela itself to pinpoint what they say are drug cartels, drug organizations, to prevent them from sending those drugs, cocaine, opioids, others to the United States, or trying to obtain passage for those drugs to the United States? That is something that we don't know right now. But there have been pretty strong statements from Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, saying if you are a narco terrorist smuggling drugs in our hemisphere, we will treat you like Al Qaeda. And I think that the arrival of the USS George Bush in the area is going to certainly increase that pressure on the Venezuelans to try to curtail some of those drugs from being smuggled out of the country.
Now, Trump has famously said he's not asking Congress for permission here. So, in that case, isn't the U.S. sort of behaving a little bit like a rogue state with all of this?
Well, that is something also that has been discussed by many in the United States, both Republicans and Democrats. Trump has been asked about that. He said he's got no plans to ask Congress to issue a declaration of war against Venezuela, or even Colombia, against the drug cartels coming from those countries, or reportedly coming from those countries. Remember, there's no evidence so far that that is what these ships were doing when they were attacked and hit by US forces. He just says, well, we're going to go ahead and kill people bringing drugs into our country. That's all that he wants to do. But lawmakers from both parties have expressed concern, saying they don't know how far this is intending to go. They don't know whether this could eventually lead to US troops being sent in, boots on the ground in Venezuela or in some other region of Latin America, and also fears about the fact that this could mean the US is bogged down in a much bigger conflict in the long run. There is a lot of concern about that. Coupled with this, there are a couple of other issues that are also interesting to draw up here. The first one is many are saying, look, Donald Trump, as I said before, has always had a very bad relationship with Nicolas Maduro. He imposed sanctions on Venezuela when he first came into office in 2017. That seriously affected the export of oil from Venezuela elsewhere to the world. And there could be an aim by the US to get hold of some of Venezuela's oil fields as a result of all of this. But the problem is that this is affecting many voters in the US. Say, well, what about putting America first? There's a shutdown. We can't get money. Why is so much money being devoted in effort to Latin America? Well, we can't even make ends meet in the United States when it comes to the end of every month.